to discuss what is the Spring framework and what is the dependency injection, and we will see the develop some project to show how the different way to use the dependency injection in Spring framework. So let us move that. So I will give short introduction on the Spring framework, then I can move into the hands-on. So Spring framework is the one of the best framework so far for the Java, and it solves many common problems or the bottleneck of Java with the in very smart way. He come up with a dependency injection, MVC, ORM, and then that really help the Java developer do their work more fastly, more smartly, and without spending the much more time on the code infrastructure, and they should only give the focus on the business logic, right? So if you go the Spring IO, you will say why Spring is required, right? So Spring make programmers, Java programmers quicker, easier, and safer for the all the Java developers, right? And it has the many tools. And Spring framework is called the framework of the framework because inside the Spring framework, they have many other frameworks also to make the life easy of Java developers like the Hibernate, messaging, batching, cloud, social, security, lot of things are there, right? But when the Spring has started, and that time it comes with the main three solutions, how to implement the dependency injection design pattern in very easy way, and the solution for the MVC control design pattern, and how easily you can connect the database with the help of ORM tools, right? So, and that is not only that three component Spring Framework provide, it is growing every day and it is adding many more component as per the current requirement, right? So now if you see the definitions of the framework, it says it provide a comprehensive programming and configure models for the modern Java enterprise applications. So it make the life of the Java developers very easy to implement any enterprise kind of applications. So the come to the main agenda for this video, and that is the dependency injection. So what is dependency injection? So suppose in Java if you have the one class bank, and that bank class is depend upon the two other class, that is the card and the customer. So what you do in Java? So you used to create one bank class, and then you create the card and assign to the bank class, and again you create the customer object and assign to the bank, right? Because bank is dependent on that. But there are the many problems here. One thing is the hard code. You do not see that you are using the new keyword and making the hard code. Tomorrow, if you want to change the card, instead of the debit card, you want to give the credit card or any other card. So for any change, you have to stop your production, and then you have to change the code, and then again you have to go for the testing, right? Lot of problems are there. So we should avoid the hard coding kind of things. And other issue is the tight coupling. So if you see here, bank and the cards or the customer are the tight coupled. Whenever you want to change the customer, you have to change the bank also, right? And of course the tough testing. So if anything change in the card or the customer, you have to test your application whole, right? So what is the solution for that? So the solution is the dependency injection. Dependency injection is a design pattern that says that we create the object for some other classes and read the class directly using the dependency. It is actually called the dependency injection. Means as a Java developer, you do not need to create the object, that someone else on your behalf will create the dependency injection and the objects, and that concept is called the dependency injection. So if you see, dependency injection create your required class and give to you. So if you see here, we are not going to use the new keyword, right? So this dependency injection will create the object on your behalf and assigned to the here card and the customers. And this design pattern is also called the inversion of control. So there are the many way to implement the inversion of control, and dependency injection is one of them, right? You can also consider this as the service locator pattern. Means service will create by some other, and it is being used by the some other component, right? So both are the each other, means we can achieve the Rouge coupling here. And these are the benefits of the dependency injection. Means it is the Rouge coupling, means there is no connection, hard connection between the bank and the customers. In between that, our dependency injection would be there. So if you change something, one thing, it will not impact to the another one. Easy development, because developer has to give the focus on the business logic, not the how to customize the object or the class or how to change the code. Nothing, it is easy development, right? Easy testing, now you can test your customer and the card in separate, and after testing you can give to the bank, and meanwhile bank can use the kind of mock testing, right, without, if the customer and the card the object is not there. And of course modularity, means your code would be in the modules, right? So no one will depend upon another one. These are the benefits. So but how it works, dependency injection, the main thing is that how it works. So what happen, we have the concept of the bean factory. So we have one Spring IOC container. That container will create the object on behalf of you. But question is that which object they will create, right? So you have to provide some metadata, some configuration file to the container, and based upon your given metadata, they will create the object, and it will assign to your code, right? So if you see here, we have the one interface, application context interface, and they have the functionality to create or represent the IOC container. But when you create the container, of course you have to pass this configuration file. On this basis they will create the object. So we will see in the code how it works, right? So they are the different way, different approach are there to implement the design pattern, to implement the dependency injection. So we have the through the XML, through the annotation, and through the program Java code also we can achieve the dependency injection. So we will see one by one. Let us jump into the code to understand that. So I am going to make the code from scratch. So you just follow me, and you will also able to uh, make this project in very short time. So first create one project and make the project as a Maven project, and click on the Maven project. Next, click here for the simple project. Give the group ID. So for time being, I am giving the Vinod Suman. You can any give one, and I'm making this project name as a dependency injection demo, and that's it. Finish the code. Now you see here, so here you got the pom.xml. In the pom.xml, you have to add the dependency for the Spring framework, right? They need the Spring framework. So what you have to do here, you have to just add the dependencies. Okay, so you add the dependency here. Even this dependency is not required, it's okay, we be there. This is the main dependency for the Spring, right? We can take it, you can take the version number according to your requirement. Okay, once you done it, save it, then you go the main. Here what I will do, I will create one package to easy work like that, and package name you can give di, dependency injection. and here I will create the two object, and that object would be instances created by the dependency injection. So let me create one debit card, and I will give just one method here, details. What is the details of the debit card? Make one 20 statement and simple statement. This is debit card. That's it. Save it. And similar way we can make one credit card also. Same way you can make one method here to just identify which object is there. This is credit card. Now we create the object, right? So now we have to create the container, and for the container we should need the metadata, that is the configuration file. So you can see here in the resource you have to create one file, right? And that file name you can give XML file. So you can give any name for that XML file I'm going to create. You can give the name, any name you can give, but for time being I'm giving the application under context, but you can give any name, right? Click on the source. So what you have to do that, of course this part should be there to make the enable the Spring framework. So I'm just pasting here. Okay, this is the complete code. Now what you have to do, this is the structure actually. Now this is the our configuration file by which container we create the debit card or credit card instances, right? So what you have to do, you have to give the bin ID. So I will give the bin ID name is the D card for debit card, and you have to give the class. What is the class name you are going to initiate? So DI is the package name and debit card is my class name, right? So you can close it here, and similar way we can make the ID for the credit card and put the class name here, di dot credit card. That's it. So on this basis they will create the object, right? Now let me show you how they will create the object, right? So for that we are going to make one client class or the demo class from where we can call this method. I want public static void main, right? And now what you have to do, first you have to make the container, and for the container what you have to do, you have to use the application context, right? And you have to give the XML file path. So you have to import according to that. So I import this. Okay, we can close this here. Okay, so now you have to import this, right? Yeah. So this is my configuration file. Just now we have created here, right? This is my configuration file, and the file name is the application context.xml. The same name I have given here, application context.name, right? And then what you have to do, just you give the which object you want to instance. I want to instance the debit card. So push the debit card, or you give any name, debit, and without no need to use the new keyword. we just give the typecasting, and this is about the contest, application contest, right? CTN. So give CTN dot get bin, and which and what ID I have used in the configuration file, D card, right? So this D card and your application contest D card should match. Then it will create the debit card object here, right? And now debit, and you can call the method. Let me do for the same for the credit card. And here you have to give the card. Either you can typecast, or otherwise you can also pass the credit card class. Both way it will work. And you can call the credit card credit dot details method. That's it. Now if you run this code, you should get the output. Now this debit card is coming from this method, and this credit card is coming from this method. So this is the basic code we can achieve the dependency injection, right? So now in the next video I will explain you to how to set the properties, and suppose if you have the constructor, you have the property setter getter method, how to pass the value through the application context. We will see in the next video. Thank you very much. Please be kind and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.